All right, guys, well, I'm back. This day just got really weird. I mean, the sun was out earlier. The ducks are having a good time over there. I don't know if you can see them. The lawn is freshly cut, which is great. But man, where is this sun? I don't get it. I don't get where this sun is. But ultimately, it'll be here someday because we need this grass to grow. Our biggest fear is putting our cows on that right there here during the summer, because this grazing season up here in upstate New York is so short. All right, guys, so we get nervous up here because the weather is just so crazy here in upstate New York, and we don't want to be on hay because the hay, number one, is super expensive, and number two, we need this green grass to give our cows some great nutrients. And I tell you what, it's getting harder and harder to get that green grass growing for some reason this year. I don't know what's going on. And we don't fertilize, so we have to, I guess, just keep managing our pastures the best way we can. But, we're doing our best here. And come on, sun. That's what we're rooting for. We've had a ton of rain, but the sun, that's what we're missing. All right, guys, so I was watching something yesterday. I had a customer send me something, and there's a gentleman by the name of Dr. Berg. He's actually a chiropractor. And look, I have my thoughts on chiropractors. Spending a lot of years in professional sports, rehabilitating people. Chiropractic is sort of an expired art. And what I've seen is a lot of these folks start to dabble in a little bit of everything, and they become nutritionists, they become foot specialists with orthotics. They'll crack your back, they'll crack your neck, they'll do pretty much everything. So there's a guy by the name of Berg, and I think he does a really good job with a lot of things. Yesterday I heard something, where he was speaking about cattle, he was speaking about meat, and what I find interesting about a lot of these guys is they've never done it. So they speak about it, these influencers and such, but they've never actually raised cattle. And when we first started, we were very utopian, I guess you can say, and we were looking for the perfect way to do it. And we thought we'd never have an animal get sick, we thought we'd never have an animal die, we thought we'd never have just really the issues that everyone else had. And I tell you what, we have all the issues that everybody else has, and there's no way to avoid it, because it goes back to the old statement that somebody told me when we first started. If you're gonna have livestock, you're gonna have dead stock. And these are our two 𝐲𝐿 Jersey dairies. We have one of our calves there, and we have one of our other little guys over there. So we got the crew here, if you will. But ultimately, what he was saying was, he was talking about nutrition of the animals. And for us, when we first started, we ran a 100% grass-fed program here. And like I said, grass growth is tough up in this region. The weather is brutal up in this region. And what we found was that we had to give our cows a little bit of supplementation to give them the energy to get through the season. So this past winter, we used corn silage, and it was amazing. We lost 12 cows the year before last, and this year we didn't lose any. So we lost a calf. I'm lying, but ultimately we really didn't lose much. And based on the weather and the conditions up here, you're gonna lose a lot. If you don't give your animals enough energy. And that's the way farmers refer to corn, and the silage is the chopped corn. They call it energy because these animals require a ton of energy, and when it's cold out, they need even more energy to stay alive, and the mothers need even more energy in order to stay alive and produce milk for their calf. So the biggest thing that we try to do here on this channel is give you the real deal, the scoop, as we like to say, the real scoop. And as much as we all try to be perfect, it's really hard. And I tell you what, there's a lot of people out there that say, we're 100% grass-fed, grass-finished. And what a lot of them do is they'll start the animals on a mixed ration, right? Grasses, haylage, silage, and then at the end of the life, for the last couple weeks, they'll just go grass finish. So that's one way people do it. Others, you know, they'll keep it natural, then they'll go to a mixed ration, they'll use some grain, they'll use some corn, and then they'll go as far as they can, and then they'll finish on grass. So some will just start the calves, like these little guys, on a grain mixed ration, and then again towards the end they'll finish them on grass. So there's a lot of sketch to be aware of. And you know, again, although there's this perfect, beautiful thing where we feel like, hey, it's best that the cow just lives 100% on grass all the time, I tell you what, if you see some cows that are on some a good ration with some good silage, a little bit of grain, and some really great hay and green grass, I mean, these cows look beautiful. They look healthy. They just look fantastic. So I talk about it only because I think it deserves mention, and I think too often, you know, people get hammered on things. So here's another thing. As I'm talking here, I just got a message from somebody who came in. It says, is your bacon nitrate free? And the answer would be yes. We have a fresh bacon, which is sliced pork belly. That's just sliced pork belly. You could season it and flavor it however you want. But the bacon that we take through a USDA slaughterhouse uses a nitrate in order to preserve the meat. It's what's required through the USDA on our end in order to get that product. Now, some people say, yeah, but there's companies out there like an 𝐤𝐤𝐿 bacon, which is nitrate free. They use celery powder, which, by the way, folks, is also a nitrate. It's a nice way of saying it. It's kind of like natural flavors, like I talked about last time. So you got to be careful. Look, you know what? Bacon's not really good for you if it's smoked and if it's using any kind of a preservative. So you can go with a fresh bacon, a sliced pork belly, beautiful. You can still have it. Or you can say, you know what? I eat well 95% of the time. I'm gonna take I enjoy a little bacon here and there. Let me have it as my treat, and I'll go right back to business as usual after that. But look, so many are searching for this perfect method, and I get it. Look, we're very health conscious. I spend my whole career working on performance and helping to get people healthy. That's my main gig. And I just realized that at times it's an imperfect science because, you know, we got to do what we got to do at times to keep the animals healthy, and that's number one. It's the same thing with antibiotics, right? You talk about antibiotic free on the labels. Look, you can't slaughter an animal under USDA regulation if there's antibiotic in the cow system. So, right? So there's a lot out there. At the end of the day, what you want to find are farmers that are doing their best and producing meat that tastes good and are producing meat, you know, that you like, and buy from people you like, you know. But ultimately, look, I know us, right, as farmers and doing what we're doing, we have two obligations, right? We have an obligation to the customer to do our best, and at the same time, even before that, we have an obligation to the animal to keep them healthy and to give them a healthy life that they can enjoy and to give them what they need in order to survive. So there's Emma right there. You can see she's got a full bag. Like, we give Emma a scoop of grain in the morning and a scoop of grain at night so she can produce milk for that little baby right there. Now, again, this is a 1,500-pound animal, basically having a bowl of oatmeal in the morning and a bowl of oatmeal at night. She's metabolizing it. She's using it. It's not getting stored in her system, right? So when we start to look at these things from these perspectives, we could start to think a little bit deeper. So that's why, look, these influencers and all that, look, they're putting out a good message most of the time. Eat clean, eat as pure as you can, do your best. But what they don't know is what it takes to actually keep an animal healthy and such. And you know, I want to bring this up as well because I think it's only fair to the folks that are in this industry. Let's talk about commercial food real quick. How are you going to feed the masses without some of these high production facilities? Like, you can't. There's people, I got a messaging today from someone that said, hey, I could buy something at Aldi for $4, $5. We can't produce beef for $4 or $5. We can't produce it. But if somebody else can, and somebody is happy to buy it for $4 or $5, that's their choice. Let them have their choice. They're a price shopper more than they are trying to get the highest quality, and that's okay. You got to do what you got to do to feed your family ultimately. But a lot of that beef, look, it may come from feedlots, but I'll tell you what, and I was so anti feedlot for a long time, and it was only because I didn't know enough about them. But I tell you what, a lot of those facilities, they have very, very strict protocols, number one. And number two, they also spend a ton of time mastering, nutrition and rations and things like that to get the most output out of the cow in a short period of time. And what I wanted to say too before, which I forgot, was that when you go grass-fed, grass-finished, it could take 30 to 36 months to get a cow from start to finish. How can you stay in business waiting 36 months to get an end product? Like, that's a lot of input. That's almost 3 winters of feeding an animal hay from the day it's born. It's very, very hard. So that's why there is supplementation that takes place in order to give the cow some energy for growth, and just overall energy for survival. So I'm trying to talk as real as I can with everybody here because I think it's important. And if I can just give you a little bit more insight to help you understand things and think about things as deep as you can, that's all I'm trying to do. And that's all I want to do for you. That's all I want someone to do for me. And now that, Lauren and I are in this, we get to see it from all different angles and all different perspectives. And we came in, again, very utopian, perfect, but then we started doing it. We said, oh my gosh, like, our cows only get to be on fresh grass for 5 months a year. The rest is like haylage, it's hay. I mean, it's not fair to the animal. So, like, we started to really take a look at what we were doing, and we always ask ourselves one really important question: what's best for the animal? And what gives that animal a great life? What gives that animal great vitality? And when you're running a herd as big as ours, I mean, literally, you got 150 cows out there. Do the math, right? If every one of those cows is worth a couple $1,000s, there's a huge investment out there. So again, we're looking to do what's right for the animal, to keep that animal alive, and we're looking to do what's best for you, the customer, so that we can give you great quality food and bring you something that tastes good. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's the goal: keep a customer happy and keep the animals happy and create a great environment for everybody. So that's what I have for you guys. That's our sign. Have a great day, have a great night, have a great life. Give us comments, give us thumbs up, and if you want to have us send you some meat right to your house, we are freedomfarms.com. Put a coupon down below. All right, everybody, have a great day, and we'll see you later from the pasture.